Hey there, Patriots. Welcome back to the front lines. Death Watch here to give you guys more intel so you can update your personal armory and fight back against the fake news media machine. And today we're going to be talking about this mass flash mob in Los Angeles, right? A bunch of people just stormed into a Nordstrom and steal over 300K worth of merchandise, right? And not only that, they were armed with bear spray, right? Mace that you use against a bear, right? They all ran in. A security guard tried to stop them. They sprayed them in the face with bear spray, right? Disgusting behavior. Okay, here's the video right here. So, all right, a group of up to 50 people looted around, they say 100K, but it's up to 300K has been confirmed of merchandise. So you got all these people just coming in, and anything that wasn't bolted down, they stole. And you see right here, it says dozens of people armed with bear spray descended on the Westfield Topanga Mall in Woodland Hills. So here's a guy right here with a bag and is strapped down to the railing. So he just gives up, says, hey, screw that, right? The D's tore down shelves, ran out with stashes of luxury handbags and high-end clothing. Okay. And so this is really just a continuation of what I talked about last week with mass looting that we saw all over America, especially in these blue, deep blue, Democrat run and own city centers, okay, where during the BLM 2020 riots, these people were allowed to go out, rob, steal, firebomb, do whatever they want unopposed in these blue Democrat cities. It's just disgusting, right? And now you start seeing all these people, right? In my last video, again, we saw a town hall meeting where a bunch of these people were like, well, we got to do something. We don't feel safe going out in the streets with all this shoplifting and robberies and all this other crap. It's like, you guys voted for it, right? During the 2020 BLM riots, all of these news outlets right here highlighted, all unanimously said, hey, what you are seeing on screen on Facebook, on Twitter, right? All these people were live streaming, right? Pictures, live streams, videos were all being posted on every single social media news site about what was going on in these so-called protests. No, they were riots, right? This was these scenes right here were common, right? They're more common than these so-called peaceful protests, okay? But these left-wing news outlets all came out and said, no, these are fiery, right? They're fiery, but mostly peaceful protests. No, they were mass riots all over the town, all over the city, all over the country. Okay, these Democrats all came out and said the police are evil, defund them. They're just here to hunt down black people for sport. They all need to be getting rid of. We need to replace police officers with social workers, right? And you're starting to see again the ramification. Okay, so I'm gonna really keep highlighting this article, right? 10 ways American culture and way of life is under assault. I'm constantly going to keep referring to this because I really like it, right? It definitely, points out certain talking points that I've been using for forever, right? When I talk about my videos, more like mostly the bigger picture ideas, right? I'm not here just to talk about, oh, a flash mob happened in Nordstrom. Isn't this crazy? Isn't this wild? No, I'm going to sit here and say, hey, this is this is the ramification of something that happened in the past, and this is how it's going to continue in the future, right? 50 Cent comes out and says, I told you, LA was finished. They're going to have to lock the doors, and people are only going to be allowed to come into these places by appointment only. Or what I've started saying, like, hey, back during the pandemic, only a certain amount of people were allowed in a store at once, right? And only after certain people left out, then you were hailed in to come in, right? That's going to be ridiculous because that defeats the whole point of these stores, right? People should be allowed to just walk in and shop and shop and then leave, right? But because of discussing human beings like this who just come in, rush in, armed with bear spray, they just come in, rob whatever they want, and it's going to destroy everything else, okay? And the Democrats, right, these Democrat news outlets, they're not going to do anything about it. The people are, again, coming out and saying, oh, well, we don't feel safe on the streets. We don't feel safe going to these stores with all these criminals running around robbing and stealing everything, right? CNN isn't going to come around and start saying, hey, we need to refund the police. We need more mass police budgets so that we can get more police officers, so we can get more people out on the streets, making sure that these criminals are put away. They're not going to do that, right? They already put all their tokens on defund the police. The police are evil. They're only out there hunting down black people for sport and game, right? They're not going to turn tail and say, oh, we need to refund the police. We were wrong about that, right? These Democrat politicians who basically politician and ran on defunding the police. Well, we're not going to bring them on our shows to ask them, hey, are you looking to refund the police? Are you looking to expand police, right? You look at Atlanta, right? Atlanta had the whole they were trying to build a big, massive police training center, okay? You had a bunch of Antifa goons going down to that area and attacking the police officers and firebombing all the construction equipment, right? Again, left-wing news outlets did not call them out, did not say, hey, that what you're doing right there is domestic terrorism and you all should be put in jail for that. No, they didn't say anything about it, right? Stacey Abrams tried to crowdfund off of that, right? Saying, hey, stop Cop City. That's what they started calling it, right? This big, massive police training center that they're trying to build in Atlanta City. These people went out and firebombed that place, right? Attacked the police officers, started trying to burn up all the equipment, and Democrats were crowdfunding off of anti-police rhetoric and saying, hey, Cop City is evil, Cop City is bad, we need to put an end to it. So again, these people are not going to backtrack. They're not going to backtrack all that crap. They're going to continue to keep rallying against police, and you're going to start seeing more and more crap like this, right? From Forbes, you're not imagining it. Stores are locking up everything, okay? Behind glass, aisles and aisles of glass. There's been several videos of people walking to stores like CVS, Walgreens, all this other crap, where you literally walk in and it's nothing but plexiglass. You have to ask somebody. You have to go to the front and say, hey, can I get somebody to follow me around to open up all the doors just so I can get the most basic common crap that I need for everyday life? That's stupid, dude. This is stupid and ridiculous. ABC 7, retail stores lock up more items behind displays as shoplifting returns to pre-pandemic levels. Okay? And I'm kind of just showing you kind of like a timeline of this crap, right? Because this is April 2nd, 2022. This article was written in March 14th of 2023. And then Boston.com, they released this article in November 23rd of 2022, right? So here's why your body wash, deodorant, and toothpaste are locked up at drugstores, right? Because, again, basic household items that you need every day, right? You just might be like, oh, I was at the gym, ran out of deodorant, right? This is, I can probably use a story like this because I've probably most likely done this before, right? Ran out of deodorant after I was working at a gym, tried to spray a little bit on my arms, was like, oh, I'm out, I went to the store, I went to a local drug store that was down the street. I bought a new pair, new can or two, right? I'm looking at all these other videos of people saying, hey, this is ridiculous. My local Walmart, my local CVS, my local Walgreens, Dollar Tree, whatever, right? They all have this crap locked up behind glass and all this other crap, right? I have to go and ask somebody to open this crap up for me. And it's like, I'm just sitting there like, wow, that's stupid, because I don't have to worry about that because I live in an actual good city where I don't have to worry about mass shoplifting, all this other crap, right? But in these other, again, deep blue Democrat-run cities, yeah, you got to worry about all this crap. Everything's behind lock and key. You got to beg a worker to come and walk around with you just to get your basic everyday items. That's stupid, dude, right? And we have from Retail Wire, why is retail increasingly behind lock and key, right? And I kind of like what they say here, right? Because this gives a bigger insight to what is a lot of the things that they're trying to do. Options to manage shrink include defensive merchandising, include locking up merchandise. We don't particularly care for it because we know that impacts sales. Others include enhanced monitoring technology, store closures, and government action at the local level, which, again, Democrats are not going to do any government action at the local level because that means refunding the police and having more police officers. There's no way they're going to do that, right? Store closures, which I talked about in my last video, not only are store clerks not allowed to intercept people who are shoplifting, right? They're not allowed to intercept people who are shoplifting. They're not allowed to follow those people and take pictures of them or take pictures of their cars, their license plates. They're going to get fired. But on top of that, guess what? after these stores right here says, retail stores are looking at shrink. They're starting to say, hey, we're losing money here, right? All of our merchandise are being stolen. We're not making a good return in investment. So not only are we going to have to put a lot of money into enhancing anti-theft technology, but we're also going to raise the prices to offset the cost of all this crap, right? So not only do we have inflation making the cost of everything go up, but these stores are going to add on extra fees because guess what? Now they're going to have to pay for all the anti-theft merchandise, all the anti-theft technology. So they're going to say, hey, we're going to hike up the prices on top of all that crap in order to help offset all these other crap that we have to pay for, right? So that's all around. You're hurting the customers. You're hurting the consumers. Consumers are not going to want to buy crap from your store. And guess what? Now your store is going to be closed. And now the people who are working there just trying to get by, now they don't have any jobs, right? They have no jobs, and now the whole entire city is just destroyed. Okay? And guess who buys up all that property after all these big major stores, or if you're a privately owned business, right? And your crap got robbed, burnt up, or whatever, right? Especially during the riots of 2020, right? Some BlackRock or some other company comes in and buys up your property, and then all these people are going to scream and cry gentrification, right? Well, why are all these these places bought up by these big conglomerates? Why is all these apartments now expensive, right? It's because you guys went out, burnt, robbed, loot everything to the ground, where it was no longer functional, right? No longer safe, no longer economically sound for people to buy up these places and build up the city. You destroyed your own cities. These big conglomerates came in, bought it all up, and now everything's going to be expensive. They're definitely going to use the money that they're making to buy their own personal security to ensure that their crap isn't going to get robbed. But you're also going to be having to pay like extra money for all that crap, right? So it's all around stupidity. It is not economically sound, right? This is just plain simple idiocracy, right? But a lot of people say, hey, that's the point, right? There's certain people who are out there, specifically trying to do this to destroy everything, right? Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say I believe in all that crap, but as time goes on, it's like, you know what? Maybe somebody is, right? But at the end of the day, I'm looking at the actual people who are running all this crap, and I'm just like, no, it's mainly run by a bunch of stupid people, and more richer people are just taking advantage of a lot of this chaos and stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, it's really just your local governments, your local DAs, your local mayors, and all this other crap who, again, politician on defunding the police, and the police are evil. So therefore, again, people who are opportunistic are going to do whatever they can in this state of chaos, right? Whether it be stealing, robbing, whatever, or some people are going to be like, hey, I'm going to buy up a bunch of cheap property that has been devalued because of all this crime, and I'm going to let it sit there, and then later in life, I'm going to build it up and do whatever I want with it, right? So with all that being said, like, share, subscribe, stay safe, stay sane, be vigilant, and I'll see you Patriots on the front lines.